it's been a long day, stuck thinking about it, driving on the freeway, wondering if I really tried everything I could, and not knowing if I should try it.
Global warming is a hoax. The human race is not the cause for this climate change. According to climate.nasa.gov, CO2 only makes up to 0.04% of the whole atmosphere. That's 400 parts per million. How can a gas so small in the atmosphere cause the warming of our planet? If you put all the CO2 together with all the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, that only comes out to be 1% of the atmosphere. It may seem as though that the greenhouse gases we are emitting would double, even triple this amount, but actually the greenhouse gas that we contribute is even less than the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. Think, how can something so small affect something as big as our Earth? If you look here, the correlation between the CO2 amounts and temperature is very different than we think. If you look closely, the blue line, which represents CO2 levels, actually has an 800-year lag behind the red line showing temperature. This ultimately shows us that the emissions we as a planet are emitting now is just trying to catch up with the temperature 800 years ago. Have you ever been told or heard from social media that the polar bears are dying because the emissions we are creating are melting the polar ice caps? Well, think again. Polar bears are thriving because yes, the poles may be melting, but not at the rate and magnitude everyone exaggerates. Moving on, if CO2 was affecting climate, which it is not, we wouldn't be the cause because nature actually produces more CO2 than we do. So if you're wanting to blame humans for global warming, think again. We asked Carl what his opinion was on global warming and what caused it. He said that people have caused the recent raises in temperature, and that we have caused the CO2 levels to rise and for the warming to start. But this is wrong. A lot of the CO2 in today's world is natural, and we have proven that there is a difference between CO2 and the rise in temperature. How can CO2 affect the temperature if it's 800 years behind? If it was affecting the temperature, shouldn't it be 800 years ahead? The first question we asked Carl was, if our CO2 output is putting the planet and ourselves at risk, how is this continued output of CO2 going to affect the way we live in the future? Here is Carl's response to that question. Rising levels of CO2 have many effects. The rise in atmospheric temperatures is only one. Another impact will be rising sea levels. As temperatures rise, the Earth will continue to lose ice and ocean water will expand, causing rising sea levels. Changes to precipitation amounts, frequency, and location are another important consideration, as it is the effects on our agriculture. This list goes on for a long time. Our next question was, if we keep emitting these greenhouse gases, what are some of the changes we need to make to fix it? His response was, a shift to low carbon economy is needed. We need to encourage energy production from renewable sources and increase the efficiency with which we use energy. The next question we asked was, do you think there is any hope to fix this problem we have? Carl then said, yes, it can be done, but it will be difficult. There's a good article in this month's National Geographic on the energy transformation underway in Germany. They have come a long way, much farther than any industrialized country. but still have a long way to go. We must follow. The final question we asked was, do our CO2 emissions affect any other natural process? His final answer was, see my answer above about oceanic levels rising, and also look into ocean acidification. Rising atmospheric CO2 levels have effects on many natural processes. Global warming is just one. This is wrong. As we have proved earlier, we do not have an effect on global warming. Even though there is no doubt that it is happening, we can't stop it. It's natural. We are 800 years behind the warming, and there are multiple pieces of evidence that says that we do not do it.